Daring Do is a menace who destroys everything she touches.
It is true.
What?
For just a single frame, the newspaper seller has the best hearing in all of Equestria. Pinky says Philadelphia instead of Philadelphia.
Parasprite infestation in Philadelphia.
Maybe that's where the portal to Equestria is, and the Parasprites found it first.
Cloudsdale election heating up for candidate in favor of cooling it down.
This is the only time we hear about an election in Equestria, other than the student pony president, of course. This is also the only time in the show the word politics is ever used, and that's the real sin.
Politics, Rainbow!
Dash spills Daring Do's secret identity loudly in public.
AK Yearling is retiring!
And we all know what retirement is code for in this universe. How very daring of them to change the logo 7 seasons in. They haven't done that since the beginning of the show.
The AK Yearling I know would never quit and retire out of the blue!
But she might retire because of the blue she knows.
Did somebody ransack your cottage again?
Funny how Rainbow Dash remembers that kerfuffle, but Cabaleron and his goons act like they don't remember she revealed her identity during that fight.
Then is some pony blackmailing you?
Amazingly, Rainbow Dash figures out the plot of this episode before AK and Daring Do do. Pinky's mane helpfully keeps this newspaper within reach during their entire trip across Equestria, just in case Rainbow Dash wants to use it for plot convenience purposes.
You actually are Daring Do, and that the stories are real!
Rainbow Dash reminds AK Yearling about her secret identity, just in case she forgot. You know Dash is getting awfully close to committing a felony when Pinkie Pie has to step in as the voice of reason.
They don't sell my books in Southern Equestria.
The crux of this episode's conflict is a lack of capitalism. If only she could sell more books in more places, then this misunderstanding would have never happened. Where's a Marzon when you need them? Rainbow Dash grows a second pair of eyelashes.
If it wasn't for her, the entire town of Somnambula would have sunk into the ground! There's no chance that these ponies don't think you're a hero!
Yeah, but you're biased, Pinkie Pie, considering your family apparently lives right next door and might have sunk along with them. Rainbow Dash immediately recognizes this place from Daring's last book. Presumably, books take at least a couple months to write and distribute, meaning she had plenty of time to return and pay her hotel bill, but she chose not to for some reason. Being the massive fan of the book she is, and having met him in the past, Rainbow Dash should have definitely recognized Cabaleron right away.
Really seem like she doesn't want us cramping her saddle.
Cramping her saddle.
Look, Pinky, it's the Get On In!
The Get On In. The Sphinx is a mysterious antagonist which makes arbitrary demands and random riddles. Maybe the Sphinx is actually just Discord in disguise, having a bit of fun. Explaining anything which doesn't make sense as being Discord is right in line with this episode's moral of hope. The riddle is vague enough to have any number of correct answers. Hope, yes, but also the moon, the concept of knowledge, love, quantum physics, and darkness itself. Town's ponies flip-flop between agreeing with her and booing within seconds. Considering how public opinion is central to this episode's plot, you'd think it'd be about more than just who has the last word. Cabaleron reveals himself for no reason. Then exposition dumps most of his plan, also for no reason. However, he's very careful to leave out the parts of his plan which explain why he does the things he does next. He says he can't let her expose his plan, but he's also the one who told her the plan. He kidnaps her to bait Daring, but nothing happens to her when she arrives. Maybe he's actually just Discord in disguise, having a bit of fun. Rainbow Dash could have easily flown away and evaded capture. Instead, we hard cut to her already being tied up and blinded. Episode hinges upon characters being helpless, blind dum-dums.
No! He's got Rainbow Dash!
At least Dash could claim she was caught off guard. Daring Do and Pinky on the other hoof just stand here 20 feet away and watch helplessly. Chasing a speeding Rainbow Dash or a terrified donkey is easy peasy cheesy. But for some reason, Pinky becomes uncharacteristically slower than a group of thugs dragging Dash against her will. Using binoculars with giant cartoon eyes is the bravest thing Daring Do in the entire episode.
Some pony and a pony! Pinkie Pie? Daring Do? Is that you?
This is what happens when Pinky spends too much time around Dash. Her Pinky sense rubs off on her, and Rainbow Dash can sense ponies without seeing or hearing them. Or maybe Dash let herself get into this situation because she is secretly Discord in disguise, having a bit of fun. Also, Daring could still be in disguise as AK Yearling for all Dash knows.
Daring Do? Is that you? No!
If my previous plan didn't cause you to give up, Daring Do, And the shame of losing your dear friend, Rainbow Dash to the slime will!
If Cabaleron plans to murder Rainbow Dash with Gak just for the sake of discouraging Daring Do, why not just murder Daring Do? He knows where she lives, after all. Cabaleron is putting way more hope in this half-baked plan than Somnambula needed to become a legend. Maybe they should build a statue of him. Also, killing Rainbow Dash is a terrible plan that would probably have the opposite effect and motivate Daring Do to fight back even more. Also, murder, for kids. Everything about this episode's third act stinks so bad, Cabaleron's nostrils even disappear.
There'll be no flying in the pyramid!
This line about the mysterious plot convenience magic preventing flight reeks of an episode nearly finished before some intern at the studio pointed out the fact Pegasi should be able to fly over the trap. Thankfully, you can patch over any plot hole with contrived ancient magic. Also, how does he even know the legend is true? It's not like any pony on his crew could test it out. Maybe the real reason Daring can't fly in here is because her wings disappeared. Freaky earth pony magic is strong enough to move this 1,000-ton rock slab. But also, why did he bother with the slab if they can't fly, and the front door is still wide open anyway? Daring Do becomes a panicked child and doesn't even try to analyze the situation like an action hero.
What are we gonna do?
Knocking down a pillar to use as a bridge, or finding some other clever trick would be very fitting considering she's normally so confident and capable. But then again, that is how she writes herself in her own real-life fanfictions.
Pinkie!
Pinkie Pie leaps to her death for no reason. There is no other explanation here. She just couldn't bear the thought of going on living without Rainbow Dash. Daring Do also takes a blind leap of faith like Pinkie, except Daring can see Pinkie and watch how she landed. The only thing that made it a blind leap of faith for Daring is her decision to cover her eyes for no reason. Episode hinges upon characters being helpless, blind dum-dums, or being Discord in disguise, having a bit of fun. Take your pick. This is what happens when AK Yearling goes too long without wearing her glasses. Her animation mask layer becomes visible and her irises fall out. The resolution to this story is that the thugs expose themselves by mistake, as opposed to Daring doing anything even remotely heroic. Instead of confessing for absolutely no reason, Cabaleron could have just said he was bringing the stones back. He would become a hero to the town. But no, episodes gotta wrap up no matter the cost of characters' competence. Moral of the episode is all about not losing hope when you make mistakes, and the importance of making things right. Even though the montage where she makes things right hasn't even happened yet. It's putting the cart before the horse, but not the apple cart, because that one's still broken. Now that the obligatory moral is out of the way, we see the true moral play out. You can solve any problem and correct any mistake if you have enough money. Heroes wanted. Poor ponies need not apply.
Easy peasy cheesy.
Ooh, Sparky!
You're right. Which way did they go?